According to Indy, Klopp would say yes to returning to Liverpool Football Club. What is going on with Harvey Elliott at Aston Villa, and could the forward be in line to make a move back to Anfield in January? And there's a potential redemption arc for a forgotten right back at the club. People, it's Monday morning. You know what that means. It's the morning meetup live. Sit back, relax. Let's get into it.
Hi, this is Jordan Henderson, and you're watching Team Kopish.
See, now you're tuning in. It's the main free back again. Ripping LFC to the end, so go on tell a friend. If they rockin' red, they're a 10 champions. We the best, we come again. Kopish clean up in every region. Elevation in every season. Cal dropping all the fast match, dropping real rap. And Drifty Quan tell them this is that, this is that. This is Kopish. This is Kopish. Reppin' Liverpool to the end, champions, we the best, come again. This is that. This is Kopish. This is Kopish. The main free back up in your screen, real ones know this the place to be. This is Kopish.
Yes, lovely people. Hope you're well. Do smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and hope you're all well and had a good weekend. Guys, you know how we start off these shows. First, we speak about our sponsor, then we have a little bit of shirt association. So without any further ado, please make sure you check out okjersey.com. That is okjersey.com. £15 for football shirts. That's right, guys. No more of the 135, 140 pounds. Go and grab yourself, your missus, your children, your friends' children, your friends, family members. Go and grab them a jersey from okjersey.com. Not just that, guys. For an extra 8% discount, use the promo code Kopish and you can get even more money off. So you won't even be paying £15 in the end. So make sure you check out okjersey.com. Right, guys. Got a special shirt here. One of my favorite shirts of all time. You probably see me wear it a few times on stream. I haven't worn it in a little while. But this, I look at this shirt and it's just brings back so many happy memories. And we weren't even successful at the time wearing this shirt, but it's nostalgia. These are one of the first shirts I remember Liverpool wearing as a child. It's this one, guys. Who is the first person you think of when you see this shirt? That's right. It's a Carlsberg cream. The detail on this is beautiful as well, guys, because if you won't be able to see it on the camera, but there's little liver birds in a slightly different color. So let me know, guys, who is the first player you think of when you see this shirt? So shout out to a few people, several people saying Steve McManaman, Patrick Berger, Robbie Fowler. For me personally, it's actually John Barnes. So if I'm not mistaken, we played Southampton the season we wore this shirt, and we beat Southampton 1-0. If I'm not mistaken, I hope Jamie might be in the chat. I know Enz is big up to Enz. Enz is in the chat. Enz has got a good memory for football as well. I think Dave Besson in goal for Southampton kicked the ball out and it fell to John Barnes just inside our half. And first time he's hit with his again, it's John Barnes' left foot. You know how the story goes. He's hit first time and it's gone in and we won the game 1-0. So the reason why I associate that shirt with John Barnes is because of that moment. I always have that ingrained in my mind. Big up Tyrell Gunner TV. Big up yourself, brother. Hope you're well. Obviously, you're on op, so you know, but congratulations on the win at the weekend. I say that through gritted teeth because I absolutely don't want you guys to win the league, even though it looks like it might be happening. Shout out to Skywalker, says Jason McAteer. Jason McAteer is a shout. Sig Bionaby is another one. Wow, Fonzie starting with beef already. Cal, your favorite kit from 1960s, your birth year. Cool. That's Fonzie. You know what, Fonzie, you're already on the list, bro. I've actually got your name on the list and I've asterisked it 3 times. So that means you're a serial offender. Like you're actually a serial offender, Fonzie, at this point. How I can't put your name on the list anymore. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. 3 times, Fonzie. Yes, bro. 3 times. You're on the list 3 times. You're about to make it 4. It ends. Yeah, do it, bro. We got to start holding these supporters of ours accountable. I think I see. Who did I see in the chat? Shout out to Sadiq in the chat. Shout out to Beans on Toast. Obviously, shout out Fonzie as well, brother. Shout out to Bayesian Pops. Big up Aquia. You thought it was more? It should probably be more. On my other laptop, I've got an Excel spreadsheet of it as well. So you probably are featured. I've just got the paper version here. So on the spreadsheet, it might even be more. Shout out Liao. Shout official AMD. Shout out to there he is. Hooks, my bro. I'm gonna call you back. Apologies for not calling you back. Saturday was a very long night, not just because of the football, but other content I had to record and all that as well. And then Sunday, yesterday, had church in the morning, had a kids party, then I had to sort some stuff out at the house. After this, I've got to sort some more stuff out of the house. Hopefully, I won't be late for a Sam stream, but if I am, it might be about 5-10 minutes. But Hooks, apologies, bro. Apologies, manners. I should have called you back and I haven't. It's just been very, very hectic. Of course, Hooks did a reaction. I know he did. I know Hooks has. I keep on telling everyone, Hooks is a very good guy. A very good guy. On a personal level, very good guy. But with this football stuff, he's the second most petty fan on the internet. In fact, third. It's KG, Monts, and then it's just that Monts is in our community in it, so we don't have to feel the wrath of what Monts does. But it goes KG, Monts, and then Hooks. Hooks is one of those guys that will trip you up and then help you up and be like, "Bro, it's just a broken arm, bro. You'll get over that. Just put some Dettol on it." That's Hooks. He'll trip you up, then he'll pick you up, and while your hands like that, shaking, he'll go, bro, it's not that, man. It's not that. Come on, man. Just rub a bit of Dettol on that. That'll be fine. It'll be fine. My Hooks, my arms like that. No, bro, it's fine, bro. Just stretch that out. Just rub a bit of Dettol on it. It'll be cool. That's Hooks. The third most petty fan in the YouTube space. And there's a lot of people in the YouTube space. I don't even say that lightly. Hooks is he's bronze medal right now. He's bronze medal right now. And it's only going to get worse. Because they might win the league. It's only going to get worse, guys. Shall I tell you the difference? You guys don't have to live with it. I do. I do have to live with it. And this is the world Liverpool have built. So what can we do? Shout out to Ends as well. Ends, we gotta do some filming this week, bro, because a lot's been going on. I want to address the first thing, actually. The first thing I want to address is obviously I did a video on Sunday, which I did it Saturday night, but got released on Sunday. And as expected, I thought it'd get some backlash because not everyone's going to agree with what I said, which is fine. I'm not expecting everyone to agree. I don't agree with what some people say. People aren't going to agree with what I say. But I do want to debunk a few things. And this might even be coming from people who don't even subscribe to the channel or just came across the content for the first time. I do want to call out a few things that I've been accused of. One, I'm just accused of being an armchair fan. Now, you guys on Kopish will know. I go to London games and do filming outside. I go to events. I physically put my own money into Liverpool Football Club, whether that be buying shirts over the years or traveling to and from games or buying merchandise for myself or my children. So the whole, you're just an armchair fan, you don't know what you're talking about, I think that's very disingenuous. That's the first thing. Second of all, as arrogant as this is going to sound, and I hope it doesn't sound too arrogant, I think I know a good amount of football. I often refer to myself as a nerd when it comes to Liverpool and football. I'm a nerd. I study football. I watch a lot of football, so much so that my missus gets fed up of football. She hates football because I love football so much. She sees football as competition to our love. So this notion that you're not a proper fan or you don't even know football, I disagree with that. And I think you guys who watch this often will attest to that, considering how many times you guys have thrown out questions and I'm able to answer them based on what's happened in history on football. The third thing is this one, which I've been hearing a lot. If you can't support Liverpool when we're winning, don't support Liverpool when we're losing, or you're not a real fan and you'll never walk alone and all this. I never said I was going to stop supporting Liverpool. Never once said that. I merely said, based on what I'm seeing, based on what I think is going to continue happening potentially, I'd like us to change the manager. Not once have I said anything derogatory about the manager. I've not spoken about his physical appearance, mental state, I've never sworn about the manager. I've never said anything rude about the manager. I've merely just given my opinion on who I think is not the right person for the job at the moment. I support Liverpool. I don't support Slot. I want Slot to succeed, but I don't see it happening as of right now. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Absolutely. And if I am, I'll be the first to hold my hands up and say, guys, I was wrong. I was wrong, guys. But as of right now, in my humble opinion, I don't think he's the right guy for the job at the moment. Does that make me a bad fan? In the eyes of some people, maybe. But I ask you, if I've not criticized his physical appearance, if I've only spoken about his footballing stuff, I've only said that I want the best for Liverpool, how does that make me a bad fan? Just a question to people who have been accusing me of such things. And that leads nicely onto the topic. I'm going to read Indy's tweet. So Indy came out and basically has said this. This was yesterday morning. Exclusive. Liverpool are concerned. Klopp would say yes. Liverpool owners, officials are really starting to get concerned over the team's performances, not just the results. Arne Slot's job is safe now, but if performances don't pick up, they won't hesitate to make a change mid-season. Our sources are saying the club owners think Jurgen might be open to a sensational return, but as of now, there's no contact. Now, look, Indy's been brilliant over the last few months, like brilliant when it comes to breaking news. Like he's been spot on about a lot of things. But I'm not on board with this Klopp return. One, I think it's just very good timing considering the interview with Stephen Bartlett on Diary of a CEO came out recently, and in that he was asked, would you return to Liverpool? Would you return to management? And he said, you never know what the future holds, but Liverpool's a possibility, or is not impossible, he said. I think it's just great timing and then you add on to the fact that we're going through a really bad spell at the moment and Slot's not covering himself in glory. I think it's very easy to make this news and for people to believe it. I don't think there's any truth to this. Again, I'm not speaking from a point of knowledge or factual information. I want to caveat that straight away. But in my opinion, I don't know if Slot wants to work in a regime like it is now in terms of Edwards and Hughes, and then it's a voting system potentially on who is signed as players, etc. I think Klopp left for a reason. I think he was burnt out, and I want him to enjoy his life. I mean, he spoke about how happy his wife was and that he's going to spend time with his grandchildren and all that. From a human standpoint, like we've in my opinion had Klopp at his peak. We've had Klopp and at his best, and Klopp will always, and in my opinion, forever be heralded as a Liverpool legend, icon, however you want to spin it, or whatever word you want to use. He, in my opinion, should have a statue built. He brought us from obscurity to superiority, but I'd like to leave that memory in the past rather than him potentially coming back and it not working out. And the reason I say that is because we've seen this happen before with managers. And I think sometimes history is rewritten with nostalgia. When Klopp left, most of us were frustrated with how we were playing and the direction the club was going in on the pitch. We were leaking goals. We were becoming easier to play against. We struggled a lot. And I just don't think it'd be the right thing to do. Now, again, look, I know this isn't Arne's Slot. For anyone who didn't watch the video or would like me to just do a 2-minute breakdown as to why I think Slot should potentially go now, I think the stubbornness of his team selection and tactics is a problem. If I'm not mistaken, in the last 4 Premier League games, apart from Virgil van Dijk and the goalkeeper, everyone else has not finished the game or finished the game in their respective positions. We are often putting Gravenberch and Szoboszlai into defence and moving, in my opinion, our two best midfielders at the moment around. I also believe that currently we're too easy to play against from a defensive standpoint, and the fact that he comes out and says that we haven't found an answer, we don't have an answer, concerns me a lot. It also frustrates me how we are able to not defend set pieces, and we're not getting better at defending set pieces. In fact, we're getting worse. And in my opinion, I'm not seeing an evolution, and he's not catering to the players. He's not bringing a system that actually helps the players to thrive. So for these things, this is the reason why I believe it's a problem. Now, again, I'm not absolving the players of any responsibility. Some of the players have been awful this season. Have been awful. Not to mention, again, Slot also got the keys to the city by being able to spend as much money he spent and bringing the players he wanted, and is still getting it massively wrong. Again, I also look at his tenure from the moment. So from August to December, I thought we were fantastic. In my opinion, we're the best team in Europe at the time. So from August to December, so that's a 4-month period. So from August, September, I'd probably say we were a 9.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10, easily. We'd lost two games, if I'm not mistaken, or was it one game? We definitely lost against Forest, and then I don't know if the PSV game came before December, came before the end of the year, but if it did, that would have been 2. So the most we lost between August and December was 2 games. Salah at the time was the best attacker in the world. At the time, Gravenberch was the best midfielder in the world, and this is form-wise. And then Virgil and Konate was the best partnership of centre-backs in the world. From January to where we are now in October, again, respectfully, if anyone's going to say we've been better than average, I would question that. And I'll break down all the games we played, because I think this kind of gets lost on people. And I understand why it gets lost, is because we won the league and we were so far out ahead that people automatically go, well, oh no, 2025 was a good year. It hasn't been. So I'm going to go through all the results from 2025, guys, because I just want to paint a picture here, because I think people just think I'm being flippant in what I'm saying and have no evidence to back it up. So the first game of 2025 was against Manchester United at home. We drew that 2-2. I think we can all agree that was a poor performance. Then we lost to Spurs 1-0 in the Carabao. Again, another poor performance. Then we beat Accrington and Stanley in the FA Cup. Very good performance. We beat them 4-0. Then we drew 1-1 with Forest. Again, I'd arguably say, barring the last maybe 15 minutes, we were pretty poor in that game as well. Then we beat Brentford 2-0. Again, if anyone remembers the game, it was a late Darwin Núñez brace, but up until then, we weren't playing great either. So I'm going to say that was an average performance. Then we beat Lille 2-1. Average performance again, but we'd pretty much qualified for the Champions League, so that's the context there. We probably weren't going too hard for that game. Ipswich game, we beat them 4-1. We were excellent that day. Then PSV, we lost 3-2. Weren't great, but again, the caveat was that was the last game in the Champions League, and we had also qualified, and we had done a lot of rotation. So I'll understand that. Then we beat Bournemouth 2-0. We were good that day, in my opinion. Then we beat Spurs 4-0 Carabao Cup. Very good. Then we lost to Plymouth, guys. We lost to Plymouth in one of the worst performances of the season. So again, another poor performance. Then we drew 2-2 of Everton. Again, no, I'm not going to say the referee wasn't terrible. The referee was awful that day. Absolutely awful. But again, we weren't great, guys. We were pretty poor on the day. I remember us watching the game saying we're losing battles and we're getting pushed about and we're making it easy for Everton to create and stuff. So that was another poor performance. Then we beat Wolves 2-1. Again, guys, I watched that game. We did a watch long. Cunha scores a brilliant goal in that game and Wolves are penning us back. Again, we were kind of poor in that game as well. So then after that is Villa 2-2. Now, again, caveat to that is we should have won that game 3-2. Darwin Núñez misses a chance, which anyone who's a professional footballer should have been able to score. But again, in that game, we weren't great again. We just weren't great. So I'm going to say average because I do think we should have won that game, but we weren't great. Then we beat Man City 2-0 away from home. In my opinion, one of the best performances of the season. Like that was when I said Slot is an elite tactician because he went out there, completely changed the script, played 2 false nines in Jones and Szoboszlai, and we ripped City to shreds. Barring a tight offside call, we would have won the game 3-0. And City barely created anything. The only issue we had on the day was that Doku was skinning Trent. So that was a fantastic performance. Probably the best performance we've had in 2025. Then we beat Newcastle 2-0. Again, average performance. Callum Wilson was put through and missed a couple of chances, if I'm not mistaken. Then we scored 2 great goals. Then we beat PSG 1-0 in the Champions League. Again, if anyone watched that game, we all gave Alisson Becker a man of the match. And we also said that might be the greatest performance from a goalkeeper we'd seen from a Liverpool player. That means the team would have been playing poor, guys. It was a smash and grab. How many times did we sit there and go, we never win smash and grabs? And we did that. We were terrible against PSG. But yes, we got the win, but we were terrible. Then we beat Southampton 3-1. Again, guys, we all did the watch along. We were poor that day. I know we won 3-1, but we were poor again, guys. These are performances we're talking about, not just results. Then we went out to PSG. In my opinion, if Trent stays fit, we probably go through, but he didn't stay fit. He got injured in the game. We were better in the first 20 minutes, but after that, I think PSG controlled the game. Then we lost to Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. Again, poor day at the office. Then we beat Everton 1-0. I'm going to say that's an average performance. Then we lost to Fulham 3-2. And this is where it gets tricky because obviously the league is extremely close here. I think we're 2 wins away from winning the league at this point, or 3 wins away from winning the league. Then we lose to Fulham. Again, in my opinion, poor game. Beat West Ham 2-1. Pretty poor on the day again. Beat Leicester 1-0. Again, performance was pretty poor. We get a goal from Trent in the last few minutes. Then we beat Spurs 5-1 the day we lifted Premier League trophy and secured it. Probably the second best performance of 2025 behind the Man City away game. Then we lose to Chelsea 3-1, poor performance. And people say we'd already won the league by then. Yeah, we still have a job to do. We still have these matches to play. We weren't in control in any of these games. We looked lackluster. Then Arsenal 2-2. Again, we're winning that game comfortably. Brings on Trent. In my opinion, doesn't need to bring on Trent. Trent gets booed out of the place. Give that an average performance because Arsenal are a good team. Then lose to Brighton 3-2, poor performance. And then Palace last game of the season, I actually think was an average performance. Then we start this season. And this is where I just want us to be open and honest right now. The first game against Bournemouth, I'll be real with you. I actually thought we were good. We had a 10-15 minute period where Bournemouth obviously got back into the game. But first half, we were brilliant. And outside that 10-15 minutes, I think we were very good. Newcastle away. Guys, I'm going to be real with you. We're 2-0 up with 10 men. And they bring it back to 2-2. And we have to get a last-minute winner from Rio. That's not good. We didn't manage that game well at all. Then, Arsenal 1-0. I thought was a good performance. Wasn't great, but Arsenal were a very good team as we're seeing right now. So that's good. Burnley away. I'm going to be real, guys. Burnley away was poor. Atletico Madrid at home, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Barring, again, a couple of goals from Llorente, we were brilliant that day. Everton 2-1. First half, brilliant. Second half, poor. So I'm going to put it as average. Southampton 2-1 in the Carabao, average. Palace 2-1 away, poor. Galatasaray away, poor. Chelsea away, poor. Man United at home, poor. Eintracht Frankfurt, brilliant. And Brentford away, poor. So, guys, I've broken it down. The games that I've said we were good in 2025 amounts to 10. Average, 9. And poor, 5, 10, 15, 20, 23. So out of the 32 games we played in 2025, I've said 23 have been poor. So, guys, I'm going to ask you a genuine question now. If you're poor for 23 games, no, sorry, it's not 32. So it's 33. If you're poor for 42 games, if you play 42 games in 2025 and you're poor for 23, not average, poor, that's a problem. And then if you're average for a further 9, that means out of 42 matches, 32 have been either average or poor. That's not good enough, in my opinion. That's not good enough at all. So going back to the original point, would I take Klopp back? No, but I also don't think Slot at the moment is doing a good enough job. We've been poor for a little while now, guys. Performances have been poor, but they've been masked by results. So when the results don't start happening, then questions have to be asked. So again, by all means, I'm not even sitting there saying, guys, you've got to agree with me and I'm right, I'm the oracle. But I've just broken down the games we played in 2025 and they're not very good. So I'm happy for people to rebuttal and go back and forth. But if you're just going to say I'm an idiot or I'm not a real Liverpool fan, okay, fair enough. That's your opinion. But tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me the games that you think I'm wrong. Tell me the games that you think we weren't poor in despite getting results sometimes. Just genuine question. Right. The next topic I want to speak about is Harvey Elliott. So Harvey Elliott, as of right now, has played, I think, only 97 minutes of football for Aston Villa since he's been there. So that's 97 minutes. Now, Harvey Elliott left Liverpool in the summer because he wanted more game time. Again, I also think Harvey would have stayed if he got more guarantees of some more game time, but that's a different conversation maybe. But it's not worked out for him at Aston Villa, and there's rumors starting to circulate. That there may be a return on the cards. Now, Aston Villa, I think if he played the equivalent of 10 matches, I think Aston Villa would be obliged to pay his fee, which I think is around a £35 million mark. So maybe there's a bit of gamesmanship going on. Maybe that's the reason why Aston Villa aren't playing him as much. He was left out of the squad at the weekend. But at the same time, he would have left Liverpool because he wanted more game time. And he seems he's getting even less game time now. And I'll be honest with you guys, with the form of Wirtz this season, with the form of Salah, I actually think he would have got a lot more game time. And look, call me crazy, but Harvey Elliott came on a lot of times for Liverpool as a substitute and changed the game quite a few times. I remember when he came off at the bench against Palace and got us a 1-0 win. Elliott was a player that could always give us a bit more control. I remember Newcastle away, that famous win against Newcastle when Darwin gets the brace. It's Elliott who breaks up the ball in midfield before Salah plays a beautiful pass through, and then Núñez dispatches with just ease and makes it look easy. One of his best finishes as a Liverpool player. It was, for me, always a very weird transfer saga with Harvey Elliott because I always believed that he could deputise for Salah and deputise for Wirtz. So you had a player there who could play two positions and cover. And with us playing and now we're playing an out-and-out 10, or sometimes anyway, I actually believe that Elliott would have thrived in that position. I think his natural position is a number 10. However, because of Szoboszlai's form last season, because of the injury he sustained earlier, I don't think he really got as many minutes as he would have liked. But at the same time, I do think he would have got more minutes this season, especially with Salah's form. You look at the form of Chiesa. Imagine our quote-unquote B team being Chiesa left wing, Elliot right wing, or Elliot in the 10 and Chiesa on the right, you straight away you got more seniority there, you got more experience there. And look, I'm not even saying Elliot's some elite 10 or elite right winger. He's far from elite, but I think he's good enough to be able to impact some of these games that we've either lost or we've lost this season or not played as well in. He is a good footballer who's able to give you control. He's got a good eye for a pass. You remember the pass he plays in the Carabao Cup final for Chiesa. I don't know if anyone else in the team at the time, apart from McAllister, can play that pass. Maybe Salah as well, to be fair. But he's one of few that can pick out a pass. I remember last season's pre-season, how quick he was. He set up Fabio Carvalho in one of the games where he just dinks it over and Fabio Carvalho scores a volley. I personally think we should bring him back in January. I don't see us going out and signing an attacker in January. And I think you could do a lot worse to bring in Harvey Elliott back, just to boost the numbers and just to give us a little bit of breathing room on that right hand side and in the number 10. Again, shout out to Kenny662. I understand he's limited physically. He's not the fastest, he's not the strongest, but on the ball, he is one of the most technical players we have. And sometimes you need that, especially in the dire moments of the game. You need someone who's able to take a deep breath, able to get on the ball and dictate things with their technical ability rather than their physical ability. So do let me know, guys, your thoughts on Harvey Elliott and if he should return or not. And finally, shout out to Ryan in the chat. Big up yourself, Ryan. It's been a while, bro. Hope you and the family are well. All right, so here's the thing, right? And I don't know if someone in the comments can help shed some light on this. Is he still on loan technically? Can we just call him back? I don't know the ins and outs. So he's technically still on loan at the moment. Absolutely still is on loan at the moment. But I've been told I've been told by some people it's an obligation. I've been told by some it's an option. But I've also been told that they will have to pay the 35. Shout out to Martin, it's an obligation. So they'll have to trigger the 35 if I believe that he plays at 10 games or the equivalent of 10 matches. He's obviously not done that. So I don't know if it gets to January, if we can call him back. So I genuinely don't know. I believe we can. Because if there's no obligation, if there's an obligation, but there's a term to an obligation and that obligation isn't met, then I believe we can. Again, I'm not even going to sit here and say I'm not emotional and stuff. But again, when you say I'm foolish, can you just explain it? You don't even have to send a super chat. Can you just explain why you think I'm foolish in what I'm saying? Like I broke down all the results. I think I've been quite objective about my thoughts and why I think like this regarding our slot. If you can break down why you think I'm foolish, just let me know. I'm not even... Again, if with all due respect, have you listened to what I've said here? Why do you blame one man instead of 11 players? I've said the players have to hold accountability, but ultimately the players who you're saying aren't good enough are the ones being picked and played by the manager. I'll sit here and I'll tell you now, Frimpong and Bradley hasn't been great, but he gets played all the time. Kirkes, do I have to speak on Kirkes? Why is he continually being played? McAllister continuously being played. Salah continuously being played. Szoboszlai being moved to right back. Gravenberch being moved to centre back. Why can't Joe Gomez get on the pitch? Florian Wirtz played left wing, then played left wing as a part of a 2-10 system. Then he's played right midfield. This is Florian Wirtz, guys. We bought Florian Wirtz because we said he's the 10, one of the best number 10s in the world. We played him left wing. We played him left 10. We played him right wing, right midfield. We played him in a 4-2-4 pivot, guys. He does have a choice. He does have a choice to not make these mistakes. He absolutely has a choice not to make these mistakes. And then why is Isak starting ahead of Ekitike in some of these games as well? Again, I'm not going to sit here and say to anyone who still believes in the manager, you're crazy. I want Slot to turn this around. I'll be so happy if Slot turns this around and you guys do what you do and meme me up and Sharif makes tracks saying Cal got it wrong, and I'd want nothing more. But as of right now, I can't see how this changes. Jay, I did want Isak, but does that mean Isak can't be dropped, Jay? Come on, bro. You're asking me questions like I'm not able to look at the nuances here. In fact, anyone here, put up your hands if you didn't want Alexander Isak in the summer. And now ask me, do you think Alexander Isak is playing well enough to start ahead of Ekitike? Or has been playing well enough to start ahead of Ekitike? Come on, man. Like, I'm not even trying to do the whole like back and forth thing. But guys, man, I'm if you can disagree with me, but if you disagree, bring some stuff to the table, guys. Tell me why you disagree. Tell me why I'm wrong. It doesn't make sense what you guys are saying at the moment. Okay, here's my rebuttal to this. How can you complain about Isak starting if I wanted us to sign him? Check this. Who here thinks that Salah's the best attacker Liverpool have had in the Premier League era? Him and Suarez. Who here wanted Salah not to get a new contract in the summer? Now I'll ask you, who thinks Salah should be starting right now? We all wanted Salah to get a new contract. So by that notion, we shouldn't want Salah dropped either. Let me help these super chats. Acquia says, big up, been a great 2 months, awesome community. Big up yourself, Acquia. Big up yourself. Liam says, looking dark, Villa, City, Palace, Forest, #finished. Yeah, the running's horrible. I mean, the Crystal Palace game, we'll do a preview on that tomorrow. I'm really worried about that. Tamas says, Cal, what does the assistant coach do? Combinations, drills, tactics. Could it be Van Bronckhorst, Heitinger? We have more injuries now too. It's a fair argument. It's a fair argument. The reason why I don't put as much onus on the assistant coach as I did with Linders, for example. One, the assistant coach isn't coming out and writing books and talking all the time. And two, Klopp was the manager. He was overseeing all activities, whether it be transfers and everything else going on. It's all right. Just have some water. So yeah, that's where I stand on that. Akia says, you are not wrong. I just wanted to believe for the longest time. Fairs. Akia says, if Arnie doesn't have a choice in terms of team selection, player sales, player purchase, then who is this guy? Where is the manager? I don't know. I don't get how now it's Richard Hughes picking the team. I don't get how it's FSG picking the team and making the subs. And I don't know, man. I don't know. On to the last topic before we wrap up, guys. Calvin Ramsay has been in the news recently, and it's come out that he may actually have a sensational return to the first team. Now, he's been playing for the under-21s, been captain in the under-21s, and actually been playing really well for the under-21s. There is talk that he's going to be in line for a start against Crystal Palace this week. Now, Calvin Ramsay's barely played any football for Liverpool. Not just him. Shout out to Captain Slugger. Freddie Woodman could be in line for a start as well, given that Alisson's out injured and Mamadashvili is our only, our second choice goalkeeper. Now, I'm not going to go too much into this because obviously we've got a preview to do that. We'll do that tomorrow. I'm intrigued to see how that goes, though. Calvin Ramsay came with a lot of hype and hasn't lived up to it at all. But I'd also say he's barely been given any chances. He's suffered loads of injuries as well. But even when he's been out on loan, he's kind of flattered to impress as well. So look, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm worried for this Crystal Palace game, not just because we're playing in bad form, but also because I do think we'll rotate quite a lot in that game, and we have to rotate. We've been playing a lot of football. It's just that Crystal Palace are a really strong team, as we saw earlier on in the season when we played them. Granted, it's at Anfield, but I also think Palace will go quite strong in this game because they'll probably look at this, or Glasner will probably look at this as a potential opportunity to secure silverware if they get a good run and a good draw. So we will see. Ash says, I'm worried about the culture. Manager whose family don't even live with him in Liverpool. Players being so active on socials now wasn't allowed under Klopp. Way Virgil spoke about the fans, the discipline is gone. I don't think there's an issue of his family not living with him here. I think I'm speaking to someone who's got quite a young family. I can understand not wanting to move them around and stuff like that. I can understand not wanting to break their routines and stuff. So I don't have an issue with that, Ash. Players being so active on social, I don't even think that's changed. I I think players are more vocal. And then look, I can't sit here and get annoyed with players speaking on social media. Like I don't have an issue with that, providing it's not derogatory or they're not doing anything silly. I think players should be allowed to express their opinions. We express our opinions on players. Fans express their opinion on players. Like, they should be allowed to say what they're doing and how they're feeling. Can you elaborate, Ash, even if it's not a super chat, on what you reckon Virgil was saying about the fans? You talk about where he says, well, I think where he posts up the banner says if you something about supporting and stuff. I'd arguably say I think the fans have been very supportive, in my opinion. And I don't think there's a lack of discipline at the club. Personally, I think the manager's getting the team selection wrong. I think he's getting the tactics wrong. And I think there's probably a few players in the squad who are probably a little bit disgruntled. I think Joe Gomez is disgruntled. We saw Salah throwing his toys out of the pram, which for me is crazy, at the Frankfurt game. Szoboszlai looked frustrated. Like, there's a few players who have looked really annoyed this season based on how we're playing. And I think that's the issue. So yeah. Yeah, man, that's just my thoughts. Arne Slot, or the fake Arne Slot. Do you know more than Slot Cow? Not when it comes to football, no. Do you know more than I do, Arne Slot, when it comes to content creating and football as well? I don't know you. You don't know me. Or you think you know me. But yeah, people, do smash the like button. I'm going to be live with Hassam and Tom at 12 p.m. So make sure you check us out over on Don Hassam's channel. I want to see who's live at the moment so we can redirect, so you can keep track of what's going on and see who else is live at the moment so you can go and support them as well. Let's see who's live. We always get people redirecting over to us, so it's the least we could do. There we go. Famzone TV is live with Ends as well. Dean and Ends, that should be a very good show. Two great content creators. So make sure you stay here. You'll be redirected over to Famzone when this show finishes. People, look, I'm not even saying we all have to agree. Let's just, let's just be more, how do I say this? Let's just be more objective in how we address each other in it. That's what I'm saying. Let's have debates rather than name calling. I don't name call you guys unless I'm name called, but I will do it if you guys continue to name call me. But yeah, for the 99% of you here, big up to each and every one of you. Nothing but love. Do smash the like button, please, people. Let's get to 1,000 likes on all the videos we do. And please do subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. We'll be back later, guys. So make sure you switch on the notification bell. We'll be here at 4 p.m. for the Great 8 show. I'll be over on Hassam's channel at 12. Then I'll be on Never a Foul at 1:45. Then we'll be back here at 4 p.m. I'll be doing that show as well. Then 9:30 p.m. we'll be live for the Monday Night Live show. And I'll potentially be on Monty's show after that as well. People, thank you all for watching, listening. Stay safe, stay blessed. Kopish, and we're out, people. Take care.